I'm the station manager, Wajir Community Radio, a community radio station based in Wajir County. Currently, we are running and partnering with the Forum Civ in a program called Hilkenna in Somali language. Hilkenna is just like Wajibu Wetu, and for us, we are a radio station, so we are empowering the pastoralist community on human rights, gender equality, and good governance. So what we are really doing is, through the radio, we are bringing in together the right holders and duty bearers to have a dialogue and discuss the challenges that is existing in Wajir County in terms of governance, in terms of human rights issues, in terms of gender equality. For us, Somali community, naturally we are patriarchal and we don't give women the opportunity for leadership. And we just perceive women like a small child. So since independence, there is no elected woman in northern Kenya, except in the year 2017 when Garissa County, that is Ijara, elected Sophia Abdi. And she has struggled since 1997 to get to that seat. You can just imagine. So we are trying to change the mindset of the pastoralist community to give opportunity to women as leaders. The other thing is now under the Hilkenna program, we invite
if you can fold it a couple of times so it doesn't lean on her.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Like that? Am I in a scaffold together?
I think that's good.
Because how?
Okay.
So we bring experts to the studio to discuss about good governance. We bring in lawyers, civil society, so that they can discuss the challenges that we are facing in Wajir County and give now the right holders the opinion of what they think about it. And that has created a lot of dialogue between the right holders and the duty bearers. One example is whereby Wajir, we have impeached the governor. It has never happened in northern Kenya. And that was just, we thought of creating a dialogue and discussion around the governance of Wajir, whereby there was a lot of embezzlement of the county funds. Since 2017, we have been receiving billions, and those billions were not seen as a county. We don't know where it was going. It was going to individuals' pockets. And to make the matter more worse, it was not even the governor. It was the wife who was micromanaging the county. So we brought in the leaders, the national leaders, just to have a discussion over the radio that what is happening. You are the leaders who brought in the current government, and this is what is happening. Why are you closing your eyes? Why do you think that Wajir is lagging behind? After the first 5 years of devolution, we were doing better. But now the second one, it is like the money is going to individuals' accounts. What happened? Then everyone thought like, oh, so we can discuss. It is not against the law. Now we told them that this is what you're supposed to do. We can use the county assembly. Then it became an issue. That is how the governor of Wajir was impeached, through the radio. And now people are saying, you have done marvelous work. You have saved the people of Wajir from the bad governance of the county government. And we want that to continue so that the leaders should not think that this is their own money. You know, in northern Kenya, it is like this money, it belongs to individuals, it belongs to the governor. So we were creating that sense that this money belongs to the public. For the other good program that came out clearly through a Jibueto program was the public forums, whereby we are taking the radio to the mashinani, where they were not seeing the journalists, they were not seeing county government officials. So what we did was every ward we were visiting different times. Then we called the people to the public forum. They discuss what development have they achieved, what are they lacking, what is their priority. Because in Wajir County, priority comes from the contractors. It is the contractors who go out, see the need of the community, come to the executive and tell him that this is what I can do. There is a need for water or a pan in certain area, but the public are not consulted. It is not the priority of the public. So we were telling them, this is what you're supposed to understand. your priority needs should come first. It should not be a contractor base. And later on, it became clearly that any contractor who goes with a development project to a certain ward will be asked, did you ask us? Did you discuss with us? Was it our need? And he will be chased away. That was the best project we have ever seen in Wajir County, and we really thank from CIV for giving us that support. Even if that budget is very little, but we are adding value to the lives of the pastoralist community. And how Wajir came to us, it was, we have been looking for supports. The radio station is a community-based. We are non-profit making. There's no one who is funded. We just came together as youth to volunteer. So we got a Good Samaritan, another organization based in Wajir, Mexico, supported us with solar panels to run our transmitter. But now the biggest challenge is our studio and the transmitter site are apart, 6 kilometers apart, because where we are located, Wajir Community Radio offices and studio, they are along the plane path for Wajir Airport. So we were told we cannot keep an antenna which is 72 meters high along the landing grounds. So they told us to remove the mast, and we had to be moved out of Wajir town, 6 kilometers from the studio. So what we got, the support was the transmitter site, the site which has now a 3 kilowatts transmitter. Now the other side of the studio, we don't have an alternative source of energy, and we are really looking for partners who can give us green energy to power the equipments. Because sometimes when you have your own solar at the transmitter site, the studio is off because of lack of power, and there's nothing you can do. We bought generators, but generators is not sustainable, because you consume 80 liters of fuel per day, and with the increase of fuel prices in the country, it is not sustainable. For any partner who is willing to give us in-kind support in terms of solar panels, we really welcome, and we are still looking for more partners for sustainability purpose. We can do other programs, youth and arts, because we have so many talented youth in Wajir who are now doing comedy, but they don't have the support. So we just usually call them during our public participation so that they can feel that they have the talent. And sometimes we just also connect them to the county government during national holidays so that they can do the performance, and at least they are given some small things. So we can partner together to uplift the living standard of the pastoralist youth who have more talents, and there is no one who can support them. Usually they come to the radio, and for us, we just help them with what we can, and the little support training we have, we give them. But we are really looking for more supports from other non-governmental organizations within the country. Anyone we will welcome. The other creative approaches we would like to use is music, because Somalis, mostly they are poets. Understanding that their low literacy level is very high. So, and they usually like poets, they usually like literatures, and we have so many Somali writers who have written a lot of literatures in Somali language. So if we partner together, we can, currently we are giving them, but it is not to the expectation of our audience, because it needs a lot of research to do radio literature. It needs a lot of involvement of the presenters. Sometimes they don't have even that capacity to research on. So for us, we are very ready to incorporate our Jibwetu program with arts. And if given the opportunity, I believe Wajir Community Radio can do a lot of artworks and empower the pastoralist community, whether it is governance, human rights, or gender equality, using arts. Even we have, we composed a small poem in Somali language that is talking about Wajibwetu in Somali language, which is Hilkena, and it really hit out in the market, and everyone now is using as a ringtone. So it came out clearly, and everyone understood that everyone has a responsibility. It is the responsibility of the radio to educate, entertain, and inform the public, the pastoralist community. And if you go to Wajir currently, all the pastoralists, they are carrying a small radio receiver, and that is our logo. Our logo is a woman who is herding a camel, and she's listening to a radio. And I believe whenever I see pastoralists carrying the radio, we have achieved our main objective, and we have really captured the market, because we are the only community radio station based in Wajir. The other mainstream media, they have now penetrating into Wajir, and now we are competing with another 8 Somali vernacular radio stations. You can just imagine, previously we were the only ones. After they have seen how Wajir Community Radio has really picked and how it has really empowered the pastoralists, other mainstream media now thought of investing in Wajir so that their frequency can also reach Wajir. So, but still, we are the leaders of Wajir County in terms of coverage. Thank you.
It's been answered. So, what are the key lessons you've learned while implementing this project?
One, the key lesson we have learned, one is we have really increased the knowledge of our pastoralist community. And they usually say, if you have not heard from Wajir Community Radio, it didn't happen. That is the trust they have for us. So that means we have really increased their knowledge on governance issues. And today, whenever a leader is going to certain location, he just says, I have to be accompanied by Wajir Community Radio, because they have really increased the knowledge of the pastoralists, and they understand the need of the pastoralists. Just most recently, just 4 days ago before I came to Nairobi, the Ministry of Health requested Wajir Community Radio to do an advocacy for COVID-19 vaccination, because Wajir, the vaccine uptake is 0.5%, and they are supposed to target 2% as a county. They were unable to reach since 2020. So they called us as a radio station to do awareness, and within a day we vaccinated over 500 people. You can just imagine. We just camped in a market, and we really called the public to take the vaccine. It is safe. After they have heard from the radio that it is safe, they came to take the vaccines. The other thing is, what we have learned completely is working with other partners. We have really created that harmony of working with other media, other partners of Wajibu. Previously, we were not connected with Isiolo Gender Watch. We were not connected to SACU accountability in Marsabit. That created that harmony of partnering with other partners who are working under Wajibu, and that has really created the oneness of Northern Kenya. We feel now we are part of Forum SIV, and we all have a responsibility as a Northern people to educate and inform our pastoralist community. The other lesson we have learned is, whether you have funding or not, it is the responsibility of each citizen to empower their people. Without funding, we usually say, fund is not an issue. Yes, it is meant for sustainability, but if you don't have that funding, will you just stop your responsibility? No. So we are feeling that responsibility-ness within us as a pastoralist community, because those who are educated are very few in Northern Kenya, especially women. When they see a woman who is leading a radio station, they feel, oh, now we can see and feel that if women are given the opportunity, they can bring change in our society. So that is what is really keeping us as a journalist in Wajir County. Thank you. Wow.